Coach, opening statement.
Yeah. First off, we've been really trying to work on some things offensively the last couple days, and I could see some of those things taking shape. I thought we did a good job with our movement. You could see the movement early. I thought we got the ball to the inside with the dribble and with the pass early, and I thought we generated really good shots early in the first half. We didn't sustain it, but you could see some of the stuff that we were doing in the last couple days of practice taking shape offensively. I thought the turnovers were careless. Now Baba had 7 of them in the first half, and he hadn't played basketball for 8 days or whatever the heck it's been. So, I know I said this on the radio, but I'll say it now. I mean, he ain't 100%, and he got hit. He got hit, in my opinion, not a real good play that he got hit on in the Louisville game that took him out. And he ain't 100%, and he sucked it up and played, and that to me is more important than 7 turnovers. That to me is what Cincinnati basketball's about. Everybody told him to sit out for another week or so. He didn't want to sit out. He wanted to play. Nobody made him play. Nobody told him to play. He said, I want to play with my teammates and help Cincinnati. So, yeah, he had 7 turnovers, but I'll take the guy that wants to fight through it when they're not 100% all day, every day. So I was pleased with that. But the turnovers, not just his, but we're careless. 3 times we're jumping out of bounds or falling out of bounds, throwing the ball to the other team. We made nice defensive plays. That was frustrating. So we got some things we got to clean up. Again, in the second half, I thought we did a better job of getting the ball inside in the post. And I don't like Moo's line in a game like that where he has such a size advantage. We have to take advantage of that more. And he had a couple silly fouls and some things not go his way, but I did think we got it inside there. I like that we run the rebounding more. Again, the turnovers were frustrating, and some of the defensive errors were frustrating, but there were some really good defensive possessions too.
Chad, open up for questions.
I guess I'll just get it out of the way. They showed Jizzel on the Jumbotron tonight. Is there anything to him being back in town?
Well, Jizzle's never not been enrolled. So he's never not been enrolled in school. And so that's the case. Number one, Jizzle's family here. Like that's my family. He's not my son or a member of my blood family, but whatever the closest thing you could call somebody that's not blood family, that's what I'd consider Jizzel and a lot of the other kids that I've coached. So, he's never not been in our lives. He just hadn't been on our team. But he's enrolled here. I know everybody wants to ask basketball questions, and I understand that. But if anybody wants to know he's doing well personally, he's doing great. And that's what I care about, what I'm happy about, what I'm proud of, and I'm glad. He's on campus, he's enrolled, he's using our facilities. It's not news because it's been going on for a while, but if somebody spotted them and you guys are asking a fair question, that's what it is. As far as basketball, I don't have any comments about it. There's nothing to talk about or report. There's no story. The story, basketball-wise, is about the guys that are wearing the jersey playing on the court. But on a personal level, because he's family to me, and anybody out there that cares about him, they should know he's doing great, and I'm really proud of that.
How'd you feel the team responded following the EMU loss, a day or two to mull it over the holiday and then get back to work?
In some ways, well, in some ways there's some things we have to work on, but in some ways, well.
There were boos again right before halftime. What forms of motivation were used to right the ship? Because the second half obviously was a lot better.
Yeah, I appreciate all the people that come out. I do. I appreciate anybody that comes out to support the Cincinnati Bearcats. I've said this multiple times now, and you be the same answer. I understand what it means to coach here, the expectations. I understand what it means for the expectations for people to play here and wear that jersey, and it doesn't change how I feel. I appreciate the people that come out and support us. It's really that simple.
A-Day and Kerr, they both shot the ball very well from 3. How much easier is it to run offense when shots are falling like that?
Well, we have really good shooting players, and we've had some stretches we haven't shot it well. So the lid's going to come off of it. But it was good. Kerr shot it well his whole career. As long as we're getting the right shots, they're going to fall more. And I thought, again, the ball moved early. It found Kerr there very early, I think, for the first field goal of the game. play the right way on offense, we'll get a higher quality shot. We get a higher quality shot, we'll make a lot more of them because we got guys that can put the ball in the basket.
How huge is it to get kind of at least one game in the bag with kind of what you fully expected minus Jalen Haynes coming into the season, obviously with Jalen in and out of the lineup and Baba kind of missing time over the last few weeks?
Yeah, well, when we put the team together, it was a bunch of guys, right? So there's more than that. But no, I think, quite honestly, you know, when we're at full strength, this basketball team has everything you need to be a great team. Like anybody, if we're not at full strength, we're not going to be as dynamic. But it's not an excuse not to be good. But the closer we get to full strength, the better chance we're going to have to be good. And I think you could say that about any team in any high-level sport in the world. Burrow came back and the Bengals looked great, right? I didn't see it, but I saw the score. But so yeah, with Baba Miller back out there, we're going to be better. I mean, that's just what it is. We're going to be a better team. We get in Jalen Haynes is progressing well. Hopefully, we'll get a chance to get him back. You know, the more of the guys that we put together, the better the team will be.
Keyshawn Tillery, just 4 minutes. Was there a specific reason, something you saw on film the past couple games that saw him out of the lineup mainly?
No, just a coach's decision.
Baba just physically moving and overall, like, was it really on the fence for him to play? Like, how much was it him being like, I just want to get back out there, especially coming off a loss? And he mentioned he hasn't missed very much time at all in his career, so it was a different thing for him being out of the lineup in that game.
He came out 2 days ago. He did some of the non-contact drills in a limited fashion, but there was no contact, and he looked uncomfortable. So I think certainly 2 days ago I didn't have any expectation he'd play. Yesterday he came out to kind of do the same thing, and then he kind of decided I want to try to do a little more, and he did some limited contact, and one time he transitioned, he got a big dunk, and I think that was a big moment for him because he saw he could be explosive without pain. And so I thought after yesterday's practice there was a chance, but I didn't ask him or wear him out, but I knew that in shoot-around today is when I thought he would play, you know, and I knew it would be a game-time decision. And same thing, Jalen Celestine, who's had a ton of back issues and had the back surgery. You know, he finally put together a couple days of practice the last couple days, moving like himself, and it was really cool to see him play, you know, and fight through some pain and fatigue. So I should give him the same recognition I gave Baba. But we need, those guys are, you know, seniors, players that have played in big games, and we're going to be a better team when they're out there. Jalen Celestine's missed so much practice. Like, he hadn't found his sea legs yet on the basketball court. But I thought tonight you saw the jumper, like he had the rhythm in front of our bench when he caught it. I could tell the way his knees bent. You know, but you know, he's some defensive things. He's a good defensive player. He's just a step late a little bit because he hadn't found his sea legs. Getting out there and putting days of practice together, getting games under his belt, which he's gotten. You know, he started to do that, I thought, starting the Dayton game. He was able to really start to play for the first time in practice. And then we went through Louisville, and I was feeling he was moving in the right direction, then he had a setback with the back. So it was good to get him out there the last 2 days. He's incredibly important to this year's team.
West coaches always look for the way their teams play through adversity. I'm curious, in the last several days of practice, first half tonight, what did you see about or what did you like about the way your team played through adversity?
Again, I thought, it'd be a little repetitive of an answer, but I thought the things that I liked tonight about the team was the ball movement, the player movement, the commitment to work on some of the things that we'd practiced the last 3 days offensively. I like that we won the rebounding war, and that is a team that's very physical and plays very hard. I think when you doing the scout, you know, you could see it was a heck of a game they played against Baylor, you know, a couple weeks ago. They just won they were up 18 or 20 at Rice, which is an American Conference team, you know, last week. So, I mean, this is a physical, hard-playing team, and to win the rebounding war, that was positive. Those are the two things that I liked. And there's a lot that we got to clean up. I think we know that. I think everybody watching us knows that, but we will.
Last one, Scott.
Do you have to tell the guys much about the next game, or do they know?
I don't know. I don't know, Scott. We got a bunch of new faces, but you got a couple guys like Dede Thomas, Tyler McKinley that grew up here, and so that those guys will speak up, and we'll certainly, I said this on the radio, so I'll say it to you guys too. You know, we're gonna play a ton of, we're at Cincinnati, we're gonna play a ton of big games. You know, every league game's a monster game, right? We have a ton of monster games left on our non-conference schedule. So the coach talk is, you know, it's just one other game, but it's not one other game, and I say that because it's what it means to this community. You know, I get that. I've been here long enough to understand how much the Cincinnati Xavier game means to the community of Cincinnati and to the people here, and that's why it means a little bit more. And there's a history and a tradition to that within the community. There's a history and tradition to the game, and I think when you're here, you feel it, and I imagine the guys will feel that this week, and certainly we'll explain that to them.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks,
Thanks.
Coach.